Willie D Live.
What's up, family? So we got enhanced audio from the Horn Island beach incident that was sent to me via email. This comes from someone named It's Lemon Time, Tyme, on Instagram. They posted this first. I hadn't seen this. I had not heard the audio. This is my first time ever listening to this clip. And family, somebody got some explaining to do. Now, the background music and noise was removed. The source audio is from the originally released video. So what you're gonna hear is a guy saying effing chicken, followed by a different guy that blurts out the N-word. You can hear that very, very clearly. Then it's followed by what sounds like the original guy saying, you don't want to effing F with me. That's why I effed your girl. Okay, fam. So the question is, who is the girl, right? That's what we need to know. And again, salute to It's Lemon Time for being on top of this. A lot of content creators are putting in work, and I'll come back and expound on that in a moment. But first, I'll let y'all check out some of this audio. It's a couple of audio clips. Here's the first one.
All right, do you have your current GPS coordinates?
Okay, you heard that one. Now here's the second one. This is the one where somebody's saying the N-word. You can hear it clearly. Y'all heard that? Let's run it back. I saw a video on Instagram not too long ago, and that was this woman warning black folks about the 4 W's: water, woods, whiskey, and white folks. Now, we didn't have any woods in this situation, but you had 3 out of 4. Still can be deadly, right? Now, I'm going to introduce a 5th W. Women. It appears that this whole thing has to do with a woman who has not yet come to the front of the congregation, and that is Katie McCormack. Katie McCormack. This is the girl that is allegedly the mystery girl that Nolan was talking to before he went missing. I won't say right before he went missing, because according to Katie, he spoke to her and then said he was on his way to meet up with his buddies. He's going to rejoin his group of friends, right? But according to that group of friends, he was going to, the last time they saw him was with Katie. Now, Katie has been speaking through her sister so far. Katie needs to come to the congregation, to the front of the congregation, and tell her side of the story. Because right now, all of these guys right here, they're talking, but they're just not talking publicly, except Warren. Warren was the one who was brave enough to come forward and tell his story. It was very interesting the way he told the story, though, because he was very stoic the entire time. The boy showed no emotions whatsoever while describing his emptiness for his friend no longer being alive. The trip part about that interview is that Warren spent the entire time trying to absolve himself from the situation. He kept trying to make sure he was at a safe distance. But he did not talk about speculate on how Nolan may have come up missing or drowned, right? I just find it incredibly odd that someone could drown around hundreds of people. Somebody boating could drown, and there's hundreds of people in every direction, and nobody saw anything. There ain't one person who can say, I saw him jump in the water. I saw him slip and fall overboard. I heard him say, man, I'm finna end it all. Now they're focusing on this new spin about Nolan being drunk. He was drunk. He was heavily intoxicated. Really? Says who? The toxicology report hasn't come back yet. What I'm saying is that his buddy Warren said that Nolan was fine. Don't you know that if Nolan was drunk, that Warren would have immediately included that in his statement? Because again, he's trying to absolve himself. He's throwing everything up against the wall and hoping something sticks. If he was drunk, that could be one of those things that could throw off the scent of the people who are suspicious of Warren. So Warren would have threw that out there immediately. Oh, he was drunk. I told him to lay off the booze, man. You're drunk. You're taking too much. And he just kept drinking. They would have threw that narrative out there immediately. Kind of like when you're dealing with the police. If somebody really had a gun, if the police was running up on somebody and they said, well, we thought he had a gun. If that person really had a gun, they'd show video footage of it immediately. They would take pictures. They would show the pictures of the gun in the person's hands or in close proximity to the person so that they could shape the narrative, right? They would show that immediately. When they don't have that, they have to create a narrative. Well, Warren had one of the plausible narratives that people who don't really need a lot of evidence to form an opinion would have accepted. The boy wasn't drunk. He was not drunk. Remember now, he had an upcoming trial. He was trying out for a D1 school, athlete. And what is the odds? What are the odds of all of these white people being on the island? And the only person drowned is the black guy. The black guy who is a strong swimmer. What are the odds? Astronomical. I'm not buying it. I'm absolutely not buying it. Katie got some explaining to do, and so does these guys. Nolan Wells did not drown. Nolan Wells did not drown. Nolan Wells was murdered. 2 + 2 is 4. Any way you go. I don't care what, we got a lot of differences. We got a lot of cultural differences. But math is the same any way you go. 2 + 2 is 4. It ain't 7. It ain't 9 in some places. It ain't 30 in some places. It's always 4. They think they're slick. Now you got TMZ and ABC News spinning the narrative. Oh, Nolan was drunk. And they're saying also, ABC said, one of the ABC News reports said Nolan was left behind on the island. They didn't say that the friend claimed Nolan was left behind on the island. They said, and Nolan was left behind on the island as the friends did this and this, that, as if that was factual. They don't know that to be a fact, but they reported it like that. Why? Because they're all family. They're all in the same game. Don't get fooled by the suits. Don't get fooled by the fancy attire and the big lights in the studio and all of that type of stuff. See, I ain't got no big old studio and lights and a bunch of staff and none of that. It's just me and the mic, like it's always been. I ain't never needed all of that to be forthcoming with the truth. Man, I can see. I got eyes. I can see. I got ears. I can hear. I got a brain. I can think. I got a whole lot of common sense. A whole lot of common sense. More sense than a whole lot of people that's walking around here with PhDs. That's right. I said it. Yeah. Some people think that book smart makes you smart. There's a difference. Nolan Wells did not kill himself. Nolan Wells did not kill himself. Nolan Wells was murdered. And right now, fam, what you're witnessing is a 21st century cover-up on the highest level. All of them. I'm talking about local officials, state officials, government officials, media. All of them have jumped on board to deny the Wonsleys justice. No more talk.